Hey everyone, welcome back to our channel. If you're new here, please subscribe. I'd really love that. If you're returning, how you doing? I'm going to discuss a few things and then we'll get into the rest of it, okay? So this came in from a community member and it's extremely interesting, okay? And he said, as I've told you before about my uncle working at the agency had its advantages. He was afforded a copy of a very important correspondence. We call them emails now, but I digress. I have seen a version of this or a typed replica, even one that looks to be the same. But this is a photo of my uncle's copy, of which is locked away and hidden off-site. Sharing this even a few months ago would not have made the same effect, nor would it have been believed. However, as the song goes, Mama said there would have been days like this, there would have been days like this, my mama said. You're welcome. Anyway, it's coming. The more that filled out at one time, the stronger the punch, especially since that looks like a brown eye R duck. Okay, life or itself is closed. Okay, that I'm trying to read into it. Anyway, so this is how the letter goes. It says Internal Revenue Service at the top, Department of Treasury, to all district directors, and it's dated April 4th, 1985. It says on March 5th, 1985, a charge of tax evasion was filed in U.S. District Court in Indianapolis, Indiana by U.S. Attorney George Duncan. The charge was dismissed. The defense attorney Lowell Beecraft of Huntsville, Alabama, presented irrefutable evidence that the 16th Amendment to the United States Constitution was never properly ratified. This amendment, which established the income tax, was signed into law despite serious defects. In reality, only 2 states ratified the amendment, and ratification requires 36 states to be valid. The effect of this is such that every tax paid into the Treasury since 1913 is due and refundable to every citizen and business. The official position of the service is, as it has always been, to aid and assist the citizens of the United States. We will not publish or advertise this finding, as a total and immediate refund would cause a serious drain on the resources of the Treasury. For those citizens who become aware of this finding and apply for a total refund, expedite their refund documents as quickly and as quietly as possible. A simple 1040X form will suffice until a new form is designed and printed. Advise each of your managers that they are not to discuss this situation with anyone. There will be no written communication, and you are to destroy this memorandum. Too late. The Secretary of the Treasury assures me that there will be no reduction in the workforce, as this refunding activity will take a minimum of 5 years to complete. Further directions will be forwarded as the need arises. Signed, okay, Roscoe L. Egger, Jr. I think I said that right, the first name at least. This document's really old. And it looks like it's been folded and folded again. Yeah. Very cool. Very interesting. I love it. Love it. Okay, so now I am about to jam-pack you full of so much information with these videos. Your head's gonna spin. So let's get into it. Right on? Here we go.
Let me just explain in 2 minutes the Ukraine war. This is not an attack by Putin on Ukraine in the way that we are told every day. This started in 1990. James Baker III, our Secretary of State, said to Mikhail Gorbachev, NATO will not move 1 inch eastward if you agree to German unification. The U.S. then cheated on this already starting in 1994, when Clinton signed off on a plan to expand NATO all the way to Ukraine. This is when the so-called neocons took power. The expansion of NATO started in 1999 with Poland, Hungary, and Czech Republic. Then the U.S. led the bombing of Serbia in 1999. That was a use of NATO to bomb a European capital, Belgrade, 78 straight days to break the country apart. The Russians didn't like that very much. But even Putin started out pro-European, pro-American, actually. He asked maybe we should join NATO when there was still the idea of some kind of mutually respectful relationship. 9/11 came, then came Afghanistan, and the Russians said, yeah, we'll support you. We understand to root out terror. In 2002, the United States unilaterally walked out of the anti-ballistic missile treaty. What it did was trigger the U.S. putting in missile systems in Eastern Europe that Russia views as a dire, direct threat to national security by making possible a decapitation strike of missiles that are a few minutes away from Moscow. In 2004-05, we engaged in a soft regime change operation in Ukraine, the so-called First Color Revolution. But in 2009, Yanukovych won the election, and he became president in 2010 on the basis of neutrality for Ukraine. So in February 22nd, 2014, the United States participated actively in the overthrow of Yanukovych. They intercepted a really ugly call between Victoria Nuland and the U.S. ambassador to Ukraine, Jeffrey Piat, who's a senior State Department official till today. And they talked about regime change. So they made the new government. The U.S. then said, okay, now NATO's really going to enlarge. And Putin kept saying, stop. You promised no NATO enlargement. Estonia, Latvia, Lithuania, Bulgaria, Romania, Slovakia, Slovenia, 7 more countries in the not 1 inch eastward. On December 15, 2021, Putin put on the table a draft Russia-U.S. security agreement. The basis of it is no NATO enlargement. The special military operation started, and 5 days later, Zelensky says, okay, neutrality. And then the United States and Britain said, no way. You guys fight on. We got your back. We don't have your front. You're all going to die. But we got your back. That's 600,000 deaths now of Ukrainians since Boris Johnson flew to Kyiv to tell them to be brave. Absolutely ghastly. We have to understand we're not dealing with, as we're told every day, with this madman like Hitler. This is complete bogus, fake history that is a purely PR narrative of the U.S. government. We're playing games here. So, God forbid a nuclear power comes at us. I don't know what's going to happen.
$10 million for Beyonce to step up and back Kamala Harris publicly. $5 million for Megan Thee Stallion. $3 million for Lizzo. $1.8 million for Eminem. I mean, is that normally how it goes? You spend $20 million, you get yourself in debt to try to get a bunch of rich celebrities on stage? I've never seen that. Maybe I'm ignorant of the fact, but wow.
You need a 24/7 declassification office, whatever you want to call it. Transparency, truth, whatever, I don't care. Sits in the White House, reports directly to you, and you take incoming from the United States of America. I want JFK. I want the 9/11 files. I want this. I want that. All the FBI, and this is a tool, this is something we didn't cover. What the deep state uses the most to cover up their corruption is an illegal application of the classification system. Remember the Lovebirds text from, this is a beauty, the Lovebirds text from FBI, DOJ land, Russiagate, Strzok and Page were texting each other. Who they were running the Russiagate investigation against Trump. They were the head of the counterintelligence unit at the FBI, and they're having an extramarital affair together. Can't make this stuff up. They're sending each other texts about how much they hate Trump and are going to create an insurance policy to stop Trump. Then we finally find those text messages. You know what the FBI and DOJ do for like a year? Redact them to congressional investigators and congressional men and women running the oversight of their agency. That's just one example. But it gets even better. Here's the deep state full circle. Just last week, do you know what Strzok and Page received from the Department of Justice?
What?
A $1.5 million payout to settle a lawsuit that Strzok and Page brought for the improper disclosure of their personal text messages on FBI phones. And the DOJ just rewarded them. They broke the law. They broke the chain of command. They broke every regulation there is in the FBI. They weaponized the system of justice against a political target they hated. We found those text messages, and we got them declassified finally in full when I became Deputy Director of National Intelligence. And the world has now seen them, and they can read them. And that's the best form of transparency. That's why I want this 24/7 declassification office. Don't have me regurgitate it to you. Read it. Get the documents, get the files, get the memos. But the deep state came full circle and gave these guys a payday for rigging a presidential election and breaking the law. So now you know what happens. That's step one. Step two, get America the truth. And that's what that office would be for.
Red Cross is set to close shelters across North Carolina on Friday the 15th. Families staying in these shelters are being told if you don't have a safe place to take your children, you won't be leaving with them. The authorities will keep them. I need you to share, repost, and watch this whole video. These families need our help. This isn't just hearsay. I have confirmed it with the Department of Family Services and Red Cross volunteers. If you are at risk of being separated from your children or know anyone who is, contact me immediately. I am working with multiple organizations and have hundreds of individuals ready and willing to open their homes to families in need, as well as organizations willing to help on the legal side of things. Losing your children or separating families isn't an option. I will do everything in my power to help find you a safe place so you can stay together. It might not be ideal, but being with your children is what matters most. Now, if you are willing to help a family in need, or if you know of a place that is sheltering families, please get in contact with me. I'm currently compiling a list of organizations and individuals willing to help. Share this far and wide. Let's get these families the help they need.
You guys want to know what's crazy? The stores are really trying to get rid of, look, it's $1. They're really trying to get rid of these Kellogg's products. People aren't buying this stuff no more because they know it's trash and it's poisoning our kids. all that stuff about the Kellogg's and they're being sued. Yep, other companies are gonna go down too. See, watch, the revolution will be televised. Don't fall for it. Don't buy the crap. It's only $1, but it's crap. It's all kinds of nasty stuff in there, okay? Don't fall for it. This is store's last-ditch efforts to try and get rid of the product and make some money off of it because they know that it's going under.
Hello, Mr. President Donald Trump. We have to tell you something.
Please, don't deportation. Please. We are Mexicans, but we don't deportation. Please.
No, please.
We work too hard, because we need to pay bills and child support.
And we work too much, but sometimes we don't work because we drink beer. Modelo.
Yeah,
No,
modelo.
no ultra.
No ultra, no Michelob Ultra.
It's for potation.
It stands for potations.
But now we're gonna drink.
Budweiser, because it does for you and make America great again.
Yeah, we bought this 2 for $25
That's a ganga.
for your campaña.
For your campaña.
Gracias.
Thank you, Mr. President.
Gracias. Ah, la verga.
Thank you, say thank you.
Sí, bueno, no, perdón. Thank you, no voy a
Thank you.
aportar.
No voy a aportar, güey. Gracias.
Gracias.
Dios, thank you. Oh, que la
Senator Rubio, will you call for ceasefire
No, I will
in
not.
Gaza?
On the
Senator
contrary.
Rubio,
Are you
please.
filming it?
Wait,
I want you guys to get this. I want them to destroy every element of Hamas they can get their hands on. These people are vicious animals who did horrifying crimes. And I hope you guys post that.
And what about the civilians that are being killed every day?
Hamas should stop hiding behind civilians, putting civilians in the way. Hamas knew that this was going to lead to this. So Hamas has stopped building their military installations underneath hospitals.
So
and
you don't
underneath
care
civilians.
that 15,000
Absolutely, I
have
do.
died? You don't care about the babies that are
I
being
care. I
killed
think
every
it's
day?
horrifying. I think it's
Yeah.
terrible, and I think Hamas is 100% to blame. That's what I think. Make sure you post that, please.
What I'm about to say is not going to be easy, but it's necessary. One day you're going to wake up, and when you do, you'll know that your favorite artist, your favorite actor, your favorite sports figure, your favorite politician is all in on it. These people are all sick, and they have been putting it in our faces for years, and we just haven't figured it out. But see, there came a movement that told everybody to go ahead and dig and do some research. And boy, did we ever. We found out some scary things that humans have been doing to other humans for years and years and years. And it's sickening. We tried to tell everybody what was really going on. No one wanted to listen. Instead, their life goes on, being oblivious to everything around them. All the symbols, all the stories, right in their faces. And this year, 2024, it's finally getting exposed to the masses. And with exposure comes excuses. Your favorite artist or actor or sports figure or politician will say, "That's not me in the video, it's AI generated." And this time, you may still believe them, but you'll look into it. And when you find out the truth of what these people have been doing to other human beings, our little ones, it'll make you sick. And once you go through that phase of sickness, you'll get angry. And then anger will turn into, well, why aren't we doing anything about it? And then that will turn into, why isn't anyone doing anything about it? And then you realize they're all in on it. That's why no one's doing anything about it. We've been lied to our whole lives about everything. And when you finally wake up and accept everything for what it is, then what you're going to do is you're going to join forces with us. And we're going to tell you to join us. And we're not going to judge because we were right there with you 5 years ago. Welcome aboard.